Ever walk into a room and feel invisible? Congratulations, your brain just hit stealth mode. 1. The background blur effect. Humans subconsciously rank others by social resolution. When someone's body language shows hesitation, slouching, or avoidance of eye contact, our brains literally deprioritize them, like blurring a background in a photo. Studies in cognitive perception show we give less attention to low-status postures, even when those people are speaking. Translation: confidence isn't just magnetic, it's a visibility setting. The quieter you stand, the more your brain lets others fade you out. 2. The micro-apology loop. Sorry is supposed to be polite, but overuse turns it into self-erasure. Research shows frequent apologizers are rated as less competent and more submissive, especially in group settings. Every unnecessary sorry teaches people to see you as the social janitor, cleaning up messes that aren't yours. The fix? Swap sorry for thanks. Thanks for waiting keeps your status intact. Sorry I'm late tells everyone you expect punishment. 3. The availability curse. Being always there sounds noble until it signals desperation. Psychologists call this social overaccessibility bias. When someone is constantly available, others subconsciously assign them lower value. Think of it like supply and demand, but for respect. If your time costs nothing, people assume it's worth nothing. Boundaries don't push people away, they price you correctly. 4. The self-interrupt reflex. Ever start talking, then stop mid-sentence because someone might interrupt? That's a learned status cue. High-status individuals finish their thoughts without apology. Low-status individuals monitor group approval mid-sentence. Sociolinguistic studies show self-interruption causes others to literally forget what you said faster. Confidence is memory glue. Hesitate, and people's brains delete you. 5. The smile submission signal. Smiling constantly doesn't make people like you. It makes them comfortable ignoring you. Social psychologists discovered that excessive smiling in serious contexts, work meetings, negotiations, triggers affiliative deference, a perception that you're eager to please. The occasional controlled smile is power. The constant one is camouflage. 6. The nod trap. You think nodding means, I'm engaged. Everyone else sees I'm agreeing. Over-nodding, especially in mixed-status conversations, trains others to assume compliance before you've even spoken. Researchers found that frequent nodders receive 30% fewer follow-up questions in discussions. Translation: your neck is saying yes to things your brain hasn't approved yet. 7. The over-explain syndrome. When you justify your choices, I'd love to, but I'm busy that day, you accidentally signal lower autonomy. You framed your boundary as something negotiable. Strong boundaries are declarative, not defensive. No, that doesn't work for me, commands respect. Every extra word after that starts draining it. 8. The filler word decay. Every like, and you know, erodes perceived authority by microseconds. Linguists call this verbal hedging. It tells the listener you're seeking approval, not delivering value. The result? People tune out faster. Silence between thoughts reads as confidence. Noise reads as insecurity. 9. The mirror lag. When someone mirrors your tone or gestures slightly too late, it feels off. But when you mirror too much, it feels needy. Psychologists studying rapport found that subtle mimicry creates connection. Overdoing it triggers discomfort. If you're constantly adjusting your tone or expressions to match the group, you're broadcasting, I'll be whoever you need me to be. That's not empathy. It's social invisibility. 10. The space surrender status is physical before it's verbal. Low-status individuals compress, crossing arms, shrinking posture, keeping bags on laps. High-status individuals expand, taking up comfortable, unapologetic space. When you make yourself smaller, others' brains literally categorize you as background object, not social agent. You're not being polite, you're disappearing. 11. The politeness paradox. Politeness looks nice on paper but deadly in practice. Studies in social dominance theory show that excessive politeness, overthanking, over-explaining, over-accommodating, signals status submission. You're subconsciously communicating, your comfort matters more than my presence. Ever notice that rude people somehow command more respect? It's not charisma, It's contrast. Their confidence sets the tone. Your politeness fades into background noise. 12. The hesitation. Halo. A half-second delay before answering questions sounds small, but the brain reads it as uncertainty. In rapid-fire social settings, milliseconds decide status. People who respond too cautiously appear less competent, even when they're more accurate. Research calls this the fluency effect. The faster your brain delivers words, the smarter others assume you are. In social life, quick wrong confidence beats slow right hesitation. 13. The invisible outfit rule. Fashion psychologists discovered that neutral tones, while safe, actually reduce visual recall. If you dress in shades of beige, gray, or black like a sentient cubicle, you're literally helping people forget you. Humans remember contrast, not conformity. You don't need neon feathers, just one visual anchor, a ring, jacket, or color that forces the brain to pin you in memory. Otherwise, you're just another face in corporate grayscale. 14. The over-listener effect. Being a great listener feels noble, until it erases you. Social reciprocity theory shows that if you ask all the questions and share none of yourself, people subconsciously rank you lower in the hierarchy. You become a supporting character in their story. Real power listeners don't just absorb, they redirect. That's interesting. Here's how I see it. Listening earns warmth. Adding perspective earns visibility. 15. The context fade. Your brain secretly decides whose voice is foreground based on context, and it's ruthless. At networking events, those who arrive first in a group conversation get assigned higher perceptual weight. Latecomers' contributions are filtered as background chatter. It's called anchoring bias in social attention. Translation: walk into a circle mid-laugh and your input registers 20% quieter, even if you're louder. Presence has timing. 16. The digital vanishing act. Online, microcues decide digital hierarchy. Typing haha or excessive emojis in professional chats statistically reduces perceived authority. So does replying instantly. Behavioral analysts found that fast repliers are subconsciously ranked as lower status, especially in workplace communication. The more time you take, the more valuable your response seems. Turns out, leaving someone on read is a primitive form of dominance signaling. 17. The compliment debt. Giving too many compliments feels generous, but psychologically it builds an invisible debt against you. Compliment inflation makes people crave your validation instead of your opinion. They'll like you, but they won't respect you. Research from the University of Chicago found that frequent compliment givers are perceived as less intelligent and more manipulative. Compliments lose power the moment they become your default currency. 18. The eye contact collapse. Too little eye contact makes you forgettable. Too much makes you creepy. But here's the kicker. The first person to break eye contact is automatically perceived as lower status. Social neuroimaging studies show our brains assign dominance based on gaze persistence. Every micro-moment of avoidance signals submission. The longer you hold eye contact without apology, the more alpha your brain registers, even if you're faking it. 19. The energy mismatch. Ever noticed people stop listening when your tone doesn't match your words? That's paralinguistic dissonance. When your energy says, "Don't take me seriously," even if your words scream, "I'm confident." People trust tone over content. You can say the smartest sentence in the world, but if it's delivered like a half-deflated balloon, it dies on arrival. Energy calibrates attention. Match it wrong and you vanish mid-sentence. 20. The gratitude glitch. Saying thank you too much trains people to see help as your role. Gratitude is beautiful until it becomes a script that reaffirms inferiority. Research in social exchange theory found that those who express constant gratitude are perceived as more dependent and less competent. The trick isn't to stop thanking, it's to upgrade it. Replace "thank you so much" with "I appreciate that." Same warmth, twice the authority. 21. The self-deprecation trap. A little humility makes you likable, but psychologists discovered something cruel. Too much self-deprecation rewires how people perceive your competence. When you joke about being awkward, a mess, or bad at adulting, others stop taking you seriously, even when you're joking. It's called ironic self-signaling. The brain doesn't always register humor, It registers repetition. Keep mocking yourself and people's subconscious files you under background comic relief. You think you're being relatable. You're actually branding yourself as forgettable. 22. The delay of presence. There's a subtle difference between being in a room and arriving in it. Research in embodied cognition shows that people who hesitate upon entering a social space, scanning, adjusting, waiting for permission to speak, are rated as 40% less confident, regardless of what they say later. You have a 7-second window before your status is set. Walk in slow, shoulders relaxed, slight smile, silent self-command. I belong here. The first person who believes it wins. 23. The compliment rejection reflex. You get a compliment. You deflect it. Oh, it's nothing. This old thing? Congratulations. You just trained the other person's brain to stop giving you any. Cognitive reciprocity is ruthless. When praise doesn't land, the giver feels small. So they stop offering it. Meanwhile, your image sinks from humble to invisible. The correct answer to any compliment is criminally simple. Thank you. Then, shut up. Let it sit. 24. The overcontextualization syndrome. Smart people love explaining why they did something. The problem? Context dilutes conviction. When you give too much background, I thought maybe if I tried it this way because last time, people's attention shifts from you did it to you're unsure about it. It's a subtle authority leak. Research in persuasion psychology shows that confident individuals speak in conclusions. Insecure ones speak in footnotes. Remember, clarity commands. Context confuses. 25. The deference smile during conflict. Most people smile during tense moments to keep the peace. But social neuroscience reveals this smile. Tight lips, raised cheeks, micronod, is read as status surrender. It tells the other brain, you've won, I'll adapt. This doesn't make you kind, it makes you compliant. Strong communicators regulate facial neutrality under pressure. Not cold, not hostile, just unreadable. Because nothing unsettles dominance like someone who refuses to shrink into comfort. 26. The vanishing voice. Here's the most devastating cue of all, lowering your voice volume mid-sentence. It's the nonverbal version of apologizing for existing. Acoustic analysis in communication labs shows that listeners subconsciously equate quiet fade-outs with social submission. You're literally signaling, I don't deserve to finish my thought. Meanwhile, louder talkers, even those saying nonsense, dominate 80% of perceived authority in group settings. So speak up, finish strong, and let the silence fall after your words, not during them. Here's the punchline. People rarely ignore you because they dislike you. They ignore you because your status cues tell them to. You've been broadcasting background in HD without realizing it. The posture, the filler words, the nervous laughter, the digital instant replies. The good news? Every single cue on this list is rewritable. You don't need to become louder, meaner, or fake. You just need to stop shrinking. Your brain was designed to fade into the crowd for safety, but safety never made anyone unforgettable. So, which of these cues are you deleting first? Drop it below before your own brain convinces you to stay quiet again.